Hey, what's going on? This is Ed Cara, BFR Tuesday. What's happening today in the world? I am here in Dallas, Texas. I do this BFR Tuesday every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central to answer any questions regarding BFR. Most people that jump on here have just purchased cuffs or are about to purchase cuffs, and usually they come on with specific questions that they would like to have asked or answered. So what you can do is you can go up into the chat section in your upper right corner of this browser, and I'll say hello from Dallas. And you can just type your question in right below where I said that, hello from Dallas, and I'll be happy to answer that. It's 1:01, so give everybody a couple minutes to jump on and see if any questions pop up, and I'd be happy to answer those. Hi, Manette. How's it going? How's the great Pacific Northwest? It's cold, I'm guessing, right now. Yeah, I'm guessing very cold. It's pretty chilly here. I mean, I just took off my long sleeve shirt that's underneath my scrubs, but it's been cold. And my folks in San Francisco are saying that it's super cold in the Bay Area, so hopefully we're getting some snow so we can ski over Thanksgiving. All right, any questions regarding BFR? All right, if not, kind of wanted to do an introduction to, for rehab use, like to strengthen the calf from a ruptured Achilles. How do you determine the 1 rep max? It's a great question. We have, when we're doing performance, super easy to get 1 rep max. We can either do an actual 1 rep max or we can do an estimated 1 rep max using any number of repetitions to failure up to about 10 repetitions. So if I know my 5 rep max bench press, I can use a calculation and get an estimated 1 rep max and then get 20% from that estimated 1 rep max. You want to try to get to like 3 reps for that. That's going to be more accurate than 7 or 10 at 10 rep max, but it's close enough for government work, as I like to call it. When you are rehabbing, this is where the art comes in from a rehab professional, is that we have to guess. There's no other way around it because we don't know what a true 1 rep max is. And we don't want to try to calculate a 1 rep max because we'll probably injure the tissue if we can only really work at 20 to 35% 1 rep max. So what I do is I make sure that I keep the person in less than 3 out of 10 pain, and they can perform all 30 repetitions from the first round. So if you remember, if let's say I am doing, I got the cuff on. I either manually inflate it or I can use the new Gen 3 cuff. I inflate by super simple, start exercise, arm. And this is the consumer model, and I just hit low intensity. I'm gonna let my arm dangle because that's the best way. And I'm gonna be nice and relaxed. And this will calculate my limb occlusion pressure for me. I would then move this cuff or a new cuff on my other limb, unplug the pump when it's ready, and I would calculate my opposite limb. So this is going to get me low setting, which is about 35 to 40% limb occlusion pressure. And then medium is 45, and then high is 50. So we did that on purpose on the consumer model to make things simple. So I've inflated it. Now I'm going to do 30 repetitions. So in an Achilles tendinopathy, I might do 30 calf raises, let's say. All right, so what can I do 30 times? And I would probably just start people off with body weight, so that way you get an idea. I do 30 repetitions. After 30 repetitions, I take a 30-second rest. I keep the cuff inflated. Then I do 15 repetitions. 13, 14, 15. I rest 30 seconds. Then I do the third rep, or third set, which is 15 repetitions. 14, 15. I rest 30 seconds. And I do my last 15, which should be very difficult. Like, it should be hard for me to get through the last 5 or 6 repetitions. Like, my arm's getting kind of tired, actually pretty tired. Okay, but I can complete it. So I don't want to fail. I don't want the weight so that they fail. I want to make sure that they can complete all those reps. If they can't do that just with body weight, then I would allow them to support themselves. So do that on the first round. Like, Kurt, just use a light weight and have them do like body weight that they can do all 30, 15, 15, 15. If they don't get anywhere near fatigue after that last set of 15, then I deflate. You can see the color of my arm. Then I will, so what I will do is, on the first time that I'm doing it with them, I'll try to calculate what their load is. But like, for example, today I had my last patient was a plantar fasciitis. I do calf raises with toes elevated on a platform. And even without the cuffs, I did it. I wanted to see, could they do the whole rep scheme? If they can do the whole rep scheme, let them do that for 4 or 5, 6 days. And then you can start to increase load by adding a backpack and putting some weight in there. But start off just body weight, undercook them, as I like to say, before you overcook them. Make sure they can get all 75 reps in. And then after that, start increasing by 5 or 10%, but make sure that they can finish all the reps. Kurt, hopefully that helps. To summarize, you can't. There's no way to. So you have to guesstimate. And in all reality, all you need to do is get the tissue tired, I think. I don't think the exact pressures or exact weight is as important as getting them and getting the tissue tired. Oh, they can't even do one toe up, still on 2 legs. So I would do it assisted. I would do, or you'd have to do, I've had this a couple weeks ago. I had to just use an elastic tubing and have them do it lying with a straight leg. So, you would lie down, tie tubing around it, and so they're straight and they're non-weight bearing, doing all 30 reps. If they can't do that with tubing, just have them do it just the limb. And if they can't do that, then they're just not ready for it, and you have to regress back and do cellular swelling or something else to reduce the amount of atrophy. Minette, is it okay to do upper extremity aerobic capacity followed by lower extremity aerobic capacity in the same session? Yes, no problem. Just deflate for a couple minutes in between, but yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, more is always a problem with our high-level athletes. But if you use enough load and enough pressure, they get tired and they're pretty cooked. And do you find that some people skip the 30-second break in the case that limbs are in between sizes, having to default to larger size and maxing out on LLP? What do you typically do there? Actually increase the load. So if they don't need to take a break in between, increase the load. That'll settle their jets a little bit. Those are all really, really good questions. And it's all in my mind about getting people tired. It doesn't really matter, you know, in the long scheme of things, my body doesn't know that I did exactly 30 reps and then 15 and then 15 and then 15 and took a 15-second or a 30-second break in between it. What it knows is that it's gotten tired. You've got the metabolic accumulation, that you got cellular swelling. The brain knows that you have peripheral fatigue, and it knows that it needs to repair something, even though there's no damage done. If you can convince your brain of that, it doesn't really matter to me. Any other questions today? These are really good questions, by the way. LOP maxed out on manual pump. Should we just take percentage of the maxed out number? Maxed out on a leg? Was that on a that was on a leg? Yeah. Was the does the cuff fully circumferential? Does does it totally go around the leg? Like, does it in an overlaps? Like it does this? Yeah, it must be too big because you're getting too higher pressures. I would use 300 as your max. I'm finding more and more that 60% of leg LOP is plenty. You know, we don't need to be taking, you can take it to 80, but in all reality, it gets to become too uncomfortable, and 60 is going to be just as effective. There's aerobic capacity training looking at, you know, what's the minimum we really need to be using? It's about 130 millimeters of mercury. So as long as we're using 130 millimeters of mercury, is you're okay. Yeah, I think 180 to 190 is totally reasonable. I think it's fine. I mean, just get them tired. Ultimately, if they get tired, they're going to get results. Yep, you're welcome. Any other questions today? All right, awesome. A couple things. Level 1 BFR has been released online. We're calling it on demand. And you get certification, so PT and DC, I believe. And don't quote me, but NASM, not sure. There, you got to check it out and see if your CEUs are included there. I think it's 9 hours. We'll do a live training online, live but online, in the end of December is what I'm planning, and then level 2 at the end of January. I got motivated to get out my book, so I'm gonna have my book done. I'll have a pre-release probably in the next 2 months, but I'm promising to have my book done in 6 months. I've got to get this thing done. It's been sitting on my desk for way too long. What other education can I offer? Our Smart Cuff Academy, the app, has training and things in it for smart cuffs. If you ever want access to that, it's complimentary to our customers. You automatically get enrolled when your cuffs ship. So if you're getting cuffs, you've already paid for them and they ship, you're going to get automatically enrolled. You get an email from me just saying, hey, do you want to join? If you're on this and you want access, just shoot me an email at edlecara.com and I'm happy to add it. Kurt, for the Achilles rehab, should he do it 3 times per week or less? I would do 2 to 3 times per week has been shown to be as effective as 5 for strength. I think if you're using such light loads, you're cool with doing it 3 times a week. You could do 3 or 4 times a week. If they start to get a little bit sore, then just wait for that soreness to go away. Maybe wait an extra day, but you're looking at 3 to 4 times a week with those really light loads. Yeah, I'm gonna just email me. I'm happy to add you. There was a little bit of something funky going on with, but I think it's all worked out now. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. If any questions come up, my email address is ed@edlecara.com or ed@smarttools+.com. Happy to answer any questions. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you next week. you.